What if I told you that the reason you're not losing weight has absolutely nothing to do with your lack of time? As a busy professional in your 30s and 40s, chances are that you've told yourself something like this: I'd work out more if I had more time. Between your career, your meetings, commuting, family commitments, or trying to have some semblance of a social life, fitness notoriously gets pushed to the bottom of the priority list. But here's something that might surprise you. While I was serving in the Navy, nobody cared about how busy you were. The mission had to get done. And somehow people still found a way to stay physically ready despite the long work days, the lack of sleep, unpredictable schedules, and constant demands. Here's what you need to learn: that getting fit isn't just about having more time. It's about using the time that you already have available and being more efficient in using it. Today, I'm going to show you some of the lessons that I learned while I was serving in the Navy and how it can help you to get fit even though you have virtually no free time. We're going to cover 3 of the biggest mistakes that I see busy professionals making way too often, and of course, solutions to these mistakes, so that way you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, waiting for the perfect time to work out. This is probably the biggest fitness killer of all. People think, I'll start working out once work slows down, or I'll start after the kids go back to school. I'll start after this vacation, or I'll start after the holidays. What's wrong with this kind of thinking? First off, life is never going to stop throwing things at you. There's no magical time where everything is going to fall perfectly into place. So if you're waiting for the perfect conditions, guess what? You're going to be waiting forever. So what can you do about this? You can schedule your exercises like a meeting. Think about your calendar. If your boss scheduled you for a meeting tomorrow morning, you're going to show up. Why? Well, it's on your calendar. And if you don't show up, guess what? You're playing with fire career-wise. When it comes to fitness, remember, you only get one body. Therefore, you need to treat your fitness with the same level of respect as that important meeting. Add your workouts into your calendar in advance and treat them like non-negotiable appointments. When you do this, it removes the daily decision making. It's no longer, should I go to the gym after work? It's now, okay, next up, gotta go to the gym. What's the difference? Well, one has your workout as an option that doesn't even look remotely important to you, so you're willing to skip it if you didn't feel like it. While the latter, it has already been decided, so you're more likely to follow through. 2, don't try overdoing it. You'll be shocked by how many busy professionals think that they need to have workouts that last at least 90 minutes to make it count, which only makes it less likely for them to be willing to commit, because there's absolutely no chance that that can be sustained, especially considering how busy they are. Here's the thing though, you definitely don't have to spend anywhere close to that amount of time in the gym. While I was serving in the Navy, there were plenty of days where we were forced to share our lunch hours with our workouts, and that included the time needed to change and shower. So most of the times, we really only had about 20 minutes to actually exercise. What I'm trying to communicate with you is that something is always going to be better than nothing. Whether you're consistently working out 20 minutes for 3 days a week, that's always going to be better than that one 90-minute workout that you did about 3 weeks ago and have yet to return to the gym. Consistency is what is going to deliver results. Not staying in the gym for a long time for the sake of staying in the gym for a long time. 3, weekly wins matter. Things are going to happen in your life. That's just a fact. But it doesn't mean that all is lost. You won't believe how frequently I see folks miss Monday's workout, then give up for the rest of the week, so they put off the remaining workouts until the following Monday. Instead, get back on track as soon as possible by resuming your following workouts as planned. And don't try to double up the intensity to make up what you missed. What's done is done. You'll be fine. You want to schedule 3 workouts this week that fits into your calendar. This can be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever works for you. Ultimately, we want to prevent the all or nothing mindset, because that's one of the most common reasons so many professionals end up quitting on their fitness. Second mistake, thinking that more exercise means more weight loss. This one gets a lot of people in trouble, yet it's way too common. They believe that the answer to drop more pounds is to do more cardio, and they think that more sweat and more suffering is going to be more effective in losing weight. But the opposite is actually true. Or rather, that's a really, really inefficient way to lose weight. It's going to take way more time than any busy professional has available to be able to lose weight that way. Instead, I want you to start by taking a closer look into your nutrition. For example, prioritize your protein. If there's one place that a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds can begin with when it comes with their nutrition, it's with their protein intake. First and foremost, protein is great in helping with your satiety, meaning that you're going to have your hunger satisfied for longer. Another thing is that as you lose weight, some of that weight loss is coming from muscle mass that you're losing. This is totally natural, so don't freak out. Increasing your protein intake helps to preserve some of that muscle mass, so you're not losing as much muscle when you're losing weight. Convenience foods like pastries, muffins, and donuts that your coworkers are bringing into the office, this will satisfy your cravings for a short time, but since they lack any protein, it usually means that you're going to be hungry within an hour or two. By increasing your protein, it's going to reduce your hunger, hence fewer calories that you're taking in that eventually get stored as fat. So it's going to improve your body composition. Second solution is tracking your food for 3 days. A 3-day diary. I'm just asking for 3 days. Some people find that keeping a food diary can be cumbersome, which it can if you think of it that way. But I'm just asking for 3 days. Basically, you're going to choose 2 days from Monday through Friday and 1 day, Saturday or Sunday. Then you're going to record everything that you eat and drink in those 3 days, while being completely honest and not making any changes to your normal eating habits. In other words, don't try to eat super healthy for the 3 days that you're recording, only to get back to your junk food when you're done. Most of my clients, when they do it correctly, are actually shocked after completing their 3-day diary. They usually say that they didn't realize how many added calories that they were taking in outside of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You probably don't even consider the small bites or tastes that you get throughout the day. But when you add that up, they can easily amount to hundreds of extra calories that you didn't even know about. Beverages can also be massively detrimental to weight loss progress. Things like sodas, juices, sweetened coffee beverages, and teas can contain a lot of calories, but they won't trigger your fullness mechanisms in the same way that solid foods do. When you have several of these beverages a day, you've probably got yourself a main culprit for what's sabotaging your progress. Doing this exercise is going to help bring awareness of your regular eating habits, which is also the first step towards change with your diet. Solution 3. Choose foods that keep you full. When you think of it, it's pretty easy to consume way more calories than you planned, especially when they're coming from chips, pastries, and sugary drinks, and also nuts. While nuts contain protein and healthy fats, they're also very calorically dense, meaning that it doesn't take a whole lot to result in hundreds of extra calories, especially when you're grabbing a handful every hour or two. Instead, you want to construct your meals that have a lot of lean proteins, fruits and vegetables, and that are high in fiber. These foods are going to help you feel fuller for a longer period, meaning you're going to be eating fewer calories throughout the day. The main benefit is that since you're feeling fuller, you're going to be less likely to be reaching for more and more snacks, trying to rely way too much on motivation. Here's the thing, motivation is going to get busy people into the gym the first couple of times, but it's consistency that's going to produce the results. Think of the most successful person that pops into your head. Let's say it's Michael Jordan or Lionel Messi. Was it motivation or consistency that got them to the highest levels of their achievements? while winning the NBA Finals or the World Cup served as motivations to really step it up for those games, it was the consistency that allowed them to develop their raw talents as youth and increase and polish their skills by consistently showing up to practice and consistently putting in the extra work that allowed them to becoming the best at their crafts. When I was in the Navy, nobody was waiting for themselves to feel motivated to conduct a mission. The mission has to get done, whether you're motivated or not. Fitness works the same way. Solution 1 is to have a plan that leads to your fitness goals. Setting a fitness goal is the first step, but you need to have a way to make it happen. For example, let's say you set a goal that I want to lose 20 pounds. Excellent, that's a starting point. Now you have to figure out how you're going to get there. You do this by having a system. You head over to the gym and sign up for a membership. So now what do you do at the gym? Are you just going to walk on the treadmill or wander around from one machine to another? Well, that is something, and something is always going to be better than nothing. It's not going to be very helpful because it's a very inefficient way to go about working out. But when you have a plan or you hire a personal trainer that guides you on what exercises to do, as well as the number of repetitions, sets, and how much weight to use, this is going to increase your workout's effectiveness exponentially more than just wandering around. The same applies with your eating. You buy a bunch of organic fruits and vegetables, chicken, lean meats, and almonds and salmon. All this is all super duper healthy. But if you have a cookbook to guide you into converting these foods into delicious meals, well, that's going to get you really excited about eating healthy. So remember, your goals are what you're shooting for, and having a system is a plan of action that gets you there. Having a clear process is what makes for a successful fitness journey. Solution 2, prepare the night before. Make tomorrow easier for you by setting everything up the night before. Pick out your workout clothes and have your gym bag ready to go. If you plan on going to the gym first thing in the morning, go to sleep in your gym clothes. Also, have your lunch ready to go, as well as your snacks. If your coworkers invite you to lunch to eat at the Mexican restaurant nearby, thank them and politely mention that you brought your lunch. Here's the thing, when you prepare ahead of time, it's going to minimize a lot of the friction that stands between you and your fitness goals. Therefore, this creates an increased likelihood of following through and ultimately an environment that breeds success. Remember this. Perfection does not exist. What do you think is going to happen if you missed a workout or you indulge a little too much on Taco Tuesday? If it's just a one-time deal, the answer is nothing at all. You're going to make mistakes in your fitness journey. It's totally fine. I make them, everybody makes them. But that doesn't mean that you can't correct it. So many times I've seen busy professionals doing really well with their workouts and healthy eating habits for a number of days or weeks or months, but then they slip up, in which a huge chunk will abruptly stop and wait until the following Monday to get back on track, while others just simply give up. My most successful clients aren't perfect. They've slipped up with their eating and have had to cancel their workouts because they had to stay late at work. What makes them successful is that without batting an eye, they get right back on track. When the focus on your goal is resilient against such hurdles, this is what builds consistency, and over time, it's going to compound and get stronger. In conclusion, when you're a busy adult in your 30s and 40s, it's no secret that it is a lot tougher for you to lose weight, especially when you have so many responsibilities at work and with the kids. And it always feels like there just isn't enough time to be fit. You can wish all you want that you had more hours in a day, but that's not going to happen. In fact, as you continue to advance in your career, you're probably going to have even less time. There are ways to help you realize your fitness goals, such as scheduling your workouts, adopting a diet strategy that suits your needs, and having a system that emphasizes consistency instead of overly relying upon motivation. And if you'd like more personalized help in having a fitness and nutrition plan that fits around your career, your family responsibilities, and schedule, that's exactly what I help my clients do. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the biggest obstacle that's keeping you from being consistent right now? And if you have found this helpful, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. So that does it for today's Workout Nerd Out. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you all in the next video.